I actually just saluted there. Welcome to the credits video for Let's Play Rise of the Argonauts. I'm not sure exactly what I did there at the end to beat Pelias, but it was worth it. I love a happy ending. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the day, but this isn't like an official thing or anything, just a theory a friend of mine came up with, but maybe the reason that Jason could bring Alceme back from the dead and not all those other people was that she died from poison, so her body was mostly intact. You know, she just got shot in the arrow, in the shoulder with a poisoned arrow. Whereas Argos got gutted with a rather vicious dagger, and all those people from Iolcus had been mutilated and then left to float in the sea. So maybe they can only be brought back to the life if their bodies are mostly intact. What do I say about this game? I really liked this game. I mean, it was fairly liberal with Greek mythology, but it did so in order to tell an interesting story. And I genuinely enjoyed where this went. I have to say that I think the combat wasn't that great. It was kind of button mashy, and you know, you're basically fighting the same enemies from the beginning of the game to the end. Humans, satyrs, and Tartarus fiends all felt basically the same. And the only other enemy types, I think, were, apart from, you know, unique bosses. Even among the unique bosses, it was mostly like a dude with a sword and powers. But I mean, I was expecting a lot more stuff like Medusa, you know, great big grand battles against enormous mythological foes. I don't know, maybe that's just my experience of God of War coloring this, but I feel like the combat in general just wasn't anything to write home about. The real draw to me to this game was the storyline. I really liked, well, one, I really liked the god/conversation system. But just as a note, I really liked how the actor playing Jason really sold every line, no matter which intonation he was using. You know, I understand it's generally accepted among Mass Effect fans that male Shepard sounds better as a paragon, and female Shepard sounds better as a renegade. They kind of sound like they're phoning in the alternate lines. But here, I felt no matter which choice I made, Jason was really selling it. And even if the combat wasn't that exciting, well, no, that's not what I meant to say. Even if the combat wasn't that deep, it was still really fun to watch, you know, cutting dudes in half and bashing their heads off with my shield after impaling them on my spear. That never got old. You know, it's not anywhere near the depth you'd get to a character fighting game like, well, you know, like God of War, but I really enjoyed it for what it was. Putting a Halls in because my throat is hurting. I really enjoyed this jaunt through ancient Greece. I would say, to you, you should play this game. I usually make a recommendation at the end of a Let's Play. I'd say you should play this game if you're interested in seeing the other ways the conversations can turn out. I get the impression that it all mostly plays out the same in the end anyway. But, there were a lot of different conversation choices I could have picked. There were some constellations I didn't fill up, some deeds I didn't find. And of course, you can specialize in any of the other gods. Oh, it's a shame they don't have the character names. I'm going to assume Brian Bloom is Jason, though, because he's right there. I recognize a few names here. I thought Cam Clark's name ended in an E, but whatever. Dwight Schultz. Barkley was in this? Huh. Our good friend Nolan North. Bang the Spies I'm not familiar with. I'm going to admit I do regret speaking when Alceme was waking up and saying Jason. That just kind of spoiled the drama. The very patient, significant others, yeah. But I liked that ending. It felt good. It felt like I earned that. This game came out 5 years ago, so they're not going to do a sequel to it. But I wouldn't mind seeing something from these guys, like a spiritual sequel. I don't know, maybe something with Egyptian mythology, off the top of my head. But, yeah, an RPG with, the same kind of conversational aspects, where you put the points into the 4 different trees depending on your personality. And you get more passive and active battle abilities. I feel like if this game had a bigger budget, they could have fleshed out the combat to be more exciting and fleshed out the world to be more, I don't know, expansive. This was a linear game, but I really enjoyed it. I always have bittersweet emotions when I finish a game I really like, and this dirge isn't doing much to help that. I wonder if Jason killed Pelias with the shield because I picked the Apollo conversation choice. Boom! You be dead. The same shield that defended Jason and Alceme as she lay dying was used to crush your fool skull. I also liked how it was there behind them in the final wedding sequence, and they finally got married. It's like I said. They made up, openly, a lot of aspects of this game. There was no Alceme myth. Jason's consort was Medea. But, Greek heroes don't have happy endings. Jason betrayed Medea and tried to marry a princess that would give him more personal power. So Medea murdered their sons, her and Jason's sons, and used her magic to kill the princess on her wedding day. It is explicitly stated that he died alone and miserable when he passed out drunk on the beach many years later, underneath the rotting Argo, and the figurehead broke off and crushed him. So I much prefer this happy ending to the way the myths actually went. It's a real shame that the only thing Liquid Entertainment's done since this is stupid Thor tie-in game. I remember the page in Giant Bomb said the most notable thing about it was that it's the first Thor-only video game ever made, and not just a Marvel pastiche game that had Thor in it. I noticed a few times when I was setting up for the day, when I was at the title screen, it, oh, is it going to quit the game after this? Nothing's happening. Oh! Yeah. When I was sitting at the title screen just before this screen, I noticed that it started to go to a trailer. I think it was a trailer. So I think it's one last piece of content. I'll take a look at that. But first I wanted to show up. I really like this. This is the menus. Everything floats around to different places. I'm not sure which island that's supposed to be, but I'd like the Argo there. Of course, this goes way up into the sky. Back to that screen. A new game? Nah. So yeah. I'll just go do that. But it needs me to quit the game, so jump cut. And there we go. It's windy outside. I should have closed my window. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. I wonder which Unreal Engine this is. It doesn't look like 3. Was Unreal Engine 3 out in 2008? I don't know. Alright, and we just sit here for a bit. I haven't actually watched the trailer myself, so this will be new for both of us. We can listen to the ominous humming. Da-dum, da-dum. Oh, that's the cover of the box. Looks like you had to sort out. Huh. Well, that seemed kind of misleading. Let's go here so it doesn't restart. Yes. That seemed, Did you notice there was no dialogue in that at all? That made it seem like the game's focus was on combat. It seemed to be trying to imply that this is the next god of war. I thought the scene with Prometheus suddenly acting like a boss was particularly, curious, considering he asks you to kill him and puts up no struggle whatsoever. Oh well. I can't really blame them for trying to market it as being like the super popular, you know, other Greek mythology themed video game franchise. But it's like I said, I really enjoyed this game. And I'm glad this legend has come to an end with a happily ever after. I'm BurningDogFace, and I thank you for joining me for Let's Play Rise of the Argonauts. I hope you'll join me for whatever my next video series is. It's been fun. And I'll see you later.